Standing over what remained of the two dead bodies, Detective Arthur Briggs managed to look both disgusted and resigned at the same time. "I knew it was too quiet, but I should have known better than to say it out loud," Briggs said with a shaking of his head. "When'll I ever learn?" The medical examiner, Michael Cranston, arrived just as Briggs finished making his comment and began to chuckle. At an even 6 feet in height and an easy 220 pounds, Cranston seemed to take up half the space in the small living room. "You said the Q word out loud? Well, I guess we know who to blame this on," he teased the detective. "What do we have here?" "It was some kind of suicide pact, and an awfully messy one," Briggs stated, looking down at the bodies of a man and woman. "Who are they?" "From what we can figure, it's the owner of the house. The female is Natalie Baker, a 37-year-old YouTube content creator," Briggs answered. "Why the question?" "Just wondering what the hell a YouTube content creator is." "Someone who creates content for YouTube? Gee, that helps out a whole bunch, Cranston. I bet Jeff has a hard time not laughing nonstop with a husband like you." Briggs rolled his eyes. "I have my moments," Cranston smiled distractedly as he knelt near the woman's body. "What about the male?" "That we're not sure about. We know his name is Peter, but we don't have a last name yet." Cranston continued to look at the scene without touching anything. He had been on the job long enough to know not to disturb things until he was given the go-ahead. In front of him lay the corpse of a woman who lay parallel to the man on her right. Both had what appeared to be a single gunshot wound to their head. Blood and brain matter was splattered to the left of the couple. A myriad of thoughts raced through his head at once. There was something here that just seemed off to him, but he needed to take a minute to figure out what it was. "Anything?" Briggs asked, standing beside him expectantly. "No, I need to wait a bit longer before they start reaching out to me telepathically," Cranston retorted. It annoyed him how some people seemed to think that his job was all about instinct and hunches. Sure, he relied on experience to know where to dig deeper and what leads to follow, but ultimately it was all based on science and numbers. And right now, the numbers weren't really adding up. Briggs backed away a few feet. He knew Cranston was beginning to immerse himself in the case when he acted like he wanted everyone to leave him alone. Cranston was well respected in the community as an expert ME who had the ability to catch small things that were often overlooked by others who had far less experience. At 47 years of age, Cranston had been examining crime scenes and bodies for more than 20 years. He had seen a lot that informed the work he did. Of course, there were also things he had seen that kept him up at night. But he considered it part of the price he paid to help the families of the deceased get some answers. After a good look at the scene, he joined Briggs, who was directing a group of police officers in a search of the backyard. "Well, the scene is a bit odd for a suicide pact," he started. Briggs knew enough to keep quiet and let him talk. "Most suicide pacts involve elderly people, not young couples. Although her being a YouTuber might support it being what we call a cyber or online suicide pact, as we're finding the incidence of younger people with suicide ideations finding others of the same ilk online and agreeing to take their lives together is increasing quite a bit. But even then, they don't usually take their lives together." Cocking his head slightly, he appeared deep in thought. Finally, he broke the silence with a question. "What makes you think it was a suicide pact?" "The note," Briggs answered. "Holding out on me, are you?" Cranston asked. "Nope, just wanted to know what you got from the scene." Briggs couldn't help but smile slightly in Cranston's direction. "Does the note look legit?" This type of thing was more Briggs' forte than his. Cranston read bodies and scenes, not notes. "Appears to be. It was handwritten, signed by both of them, and addressed to their families individually," Briggs added. "No sketchy printed notes or vague letters." He handed Cranston the note, which was encased in a plastic evidence